Hey everyone, welcome to round 14. We are on episode 34. I think I'm just going to stop saying the numbers. I tend to forget them sometimes, which is not good. Makes me go senile. Maybe I already am. I'm sorry. I forgot our co-host here. We got Mr. Rick back again. Here we go. There he is.
Hi everybody.
Look at him.
Tony.
You got the best background room, I tell you.
Thank you. My
daughter came in and when we were watching it the other day on Wednesday. She came in and said, Dad, his room's so much nicer than yours. Thank you. I was well aware. I was very aware that he had all that really cool stuff.
I tried to get a different angle. I mean, I'm proud of it, I love it.
You should be. God, you should be. I remember when you did the episode on Rocky Files, when I saw that room for the first time, and I was just blown away. I mean, I thought Mike had the ultimate. I don't know, man. It's got to run for the money there.
It's never been it's just been a way of life, a passion.
Yeah. Every time you see something or see something new or
absolutely
anything in particular that you've been trying to get your hands on.
There's a couple of things. There's two smaller statues. I have Creed and Apollo, and I have Rocky 4. I'm looking at them. They're standalone statues. They're about maybe 6-7 inches tall.
Okay.
And there's a Clubber Lang, and I'd like to get that. And there's a Drago, but I guess the Drago's like impossible to find.
Okay.
And then there's
what are they, like plastic or are they metal?
They're ceramic.
Oh, ceramic. Okay.
Yeah. And then there's
I never saw those.
Yeah. eBay, that's primarily, if I don't make it, that's where I find it.
Yeah.
There's another one, bobbleheads. I have, Rocky and Clubber, and I want to get Apollo.
Okay.
But the ultimate prize for me, and I'm sure any Rocky fan would feel the same way, would be the Blitzway, the Blitzway statue with Rocky and Butkus.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's a lot of things I could spend $1,800 on.
Yeah, it's pretty. Some of the stuff is really pricey. They just came out with that statue of Rocky in each phase with Rocky with the white shorts and the robe, the black shorts and so forth, so on, each film.
Absolutely.
And it's the same position. That's why I don't like it.
Right.
He's in the exact same position. His face is the same.
Yep.
His hair is a little bit different in each one. But like you just said, $1,400. Come on, man.
I mean, let's face it. That's a pretty good down payment on a vacation.
Sure.
Which we solely need.
Yeah. You got Rocky to Rocky 4. You're going to Hawaii for a week, my friend.
I know, right?
Come on.
I know.
But yeah, back when, I mean, I kicked myself in the butt for all the stuff that I had purchased, and either lost along the way or just threw it away. It was just too beat up.
Right.
God, because when those movies came out, they didn't too much for Rocky, obviously. In the theater, I know our good friend Justin asked me to cover some stuff about when Rocky came out in the theater, how it was compared to some things now. When Rocky came out in the theater, obviously nobody knew what it was. Nobody knew of it. It was, a flash in the pan, a Cinderella story. But they did have in the theaters back then, for almost every movie, they had big lobby cards, which were basically big 11 by 14 photo shots of scenes in the film.
Sure.
And they were all in the lobby of the theater.
Sure.
Of course, the poster. And then you could purchase some kind of program. I forget what they called it.
Oh my God.
But it was a program. It was like you went to a theater or you went to a baseball game or something. And I don't know what I would do why I didn't have them still, but I remember I did not buy it for Rocky, like I said, because it wasn't something that I was like, well, wow. But I did have the Rocky 2.
Oh, did you?
3 and 4. And,
okay.
And then of course after 2, they started coming out with more merchandise. When Rocky 3 came around, they started having merchandise out there.
Right.
Not the theaters, but the Toys R Us for the younger generation. It was a massive toy store. They had stuff there. And
being in the 80s, things got more mass produced.
Yeah.
A little bit easier to find, and I'll tell you, everything I have down here there's nothing for sale.
Yeah.
It's mine. You know, the picture with me and Sly,
right,
and my signed glove with Sly,
right.
that's going in my casket.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
I ain't leaving that for nobody.
I don't blame you at all. Yeah, well, like you said, the '80s, they did start to produce things. I remember they had the the posable figures. They had the rubber boxing gloves that went over their hands.
Yes.
You could find those out and about on eBay quite a lot. They had the cars. Well, the car. They had his Trans Am in Rocky 2.
You know what I always
and the Lamborghini in 3.
The one thing, and they put out a promotion on it, but they never made it. Was the Rocky and Apollo Rock'em Sock'em robots?
Really? I never saw that.
Yes, they did a promotion on it, but they never made it. No,
get out! I never saw that. I would have bought that up in a heartbeat.
I'll send you the picture of it. I have the ad. I took a snapshot of the ad. Back when I was a little kid, I remember I got for Christmas the Ali Joe Frazier boxing.
Right.
Where you put the thing in their back and you use your thumbs to.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I remember those.
I'm like, oh my God, I wish I so had that today.
Right.
You know,
some of those old toys, those old classic things, and even some of the original Italian sweatshirt, the Adidas Italian sweatshirt and sweatpants.
Yep.
And then, which always confused me. I would love to ask Sly why this happened. He probably has no idea because it's wardrobe. But they promoted it with the boxing shoes, but the boxing shoes were red, white, and blue.
Yes.
They were white, with the red and blue stripes, the Adidas ones.
Right.
But you have the Italian sweatshirt you're pairing it up with. Like, what are you doing here?
I know.
But I had that original sweatshirt. I remember when they first came out, I remember going to Foot Locker to buy it. Back then.
Really?
Yeah.
God.
I will admit the quality of the one from Sly Stallone shop now is better than the quality of that one was.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's a lot nicer material.
Okay.
But yeah, and some of the posters, tons of posters. There was posters all over. I don't know if you have Spencer Gifts up.
Oh yeah.
They had all those posters and the movie posters in the back, pictures and whatnot. And then of course the T-shirts, the iron-on T-shirts. There was so much, man. But unfortunately,
you go to the mall, you go out and you're like, I'm just constantly scouring because it's just, you catch as catch can,
Well, like you said, that's what I need to really start doing when you're bored and you have nothing going on. Go to a flea market or something.
Yeah.
Go to a garage sale. That's where you're going to find this stuff.
Well, you guys got good flea markets down in Florida.
Yeah, there's a few of them. They're pretty good size. They're pretty big. And they have a lot of matter of fact, just recently we were at one and my daughter was pointing out, I don't know if you remember they had these little pennants, football team NFL pennants. They were like this, they were like 6 inches and the whole NFL came in a pack.
Oh yeah.
It was every team. Yes. And they had those there. And she's like, oh, Dad, look at this. I'm like, holy crap, I had those.
Right. Do you remember the little football helmets?
Yeah.
And I used to have the field goal posts and the helmets hung on them.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's like, how did this get away from me? Mom and Dad, I'm going to kill you.
Well, Mom and Dad and God, I've moved a dozen times since I was 20.
Right.
And not down the street either. I mean, I moved across the country and down to Florida and whatever. Sure. So who knows where all this stuff went, man. Right. I had every album and then I had every cassette and then I had every CD.
Yeah.
I don't know. It would have been fun, but the, it's different now, with the Creed 3 obviously just came out.
Yep.
I have not seen it yet. Have you seen it yet?
I have not.
Yeah. Yeah, my daughter wants to go see it.
Okay.
She asked if we can go Tuesday to see it. Okay. So we're going to go Tuesday.
Good.
I was all for just waiting till it came on, HBO or something. So,
sure. Yeah.
But we're going to go Tuesday, so we'll see. But,
I've read a lot of mixed reviews.
Yeah. A lot of mixed reviews and mixed feelings. It's, we've already covered it when we talked about it a couple episodes ago. It's, it is what it is. But talking to some people that have seen it, if you go in the mindset that it's not attached to the Rocky universe and you're just going to see a boxing drama,
a standalone movie.
It's a standalone movie and it's all right. It has some holes in the writing and The boxing scenes are very good. Again, from what I've been told, I have no idea. So we'll see. We'll find out.
Sure.
We will find out soon enough. That's for sure.
Yeah, I would eventually definitely like to see it. I did hear, or I read a spoiler. I won't repeat it.
Okay. It
kind of caught me like, oh, I wish you had said something before I read it.
Yeah, really, man. I mean, the movie only came out 2 days ago. You'd think you'd put a spoiler alert on the top of the article or something. That's a little
I'm
crazy.
Like, okay. But,
it is what
life
it is.
Goes on. It's not
the one cool thing about the movies now, they have the massive entryways and stuff. They have the popcorn buckets. They have, the soda cups. And so that would have been cool if they had all that for Rocky back when
I was devastated when we went to go see Creed 2, and I got the popcorn bucket with Creed on it, and I wanted Rocky so bad.
They didn't have one?
They did not have it. I'm like, come on, give me a Balboa. Oh, we don't have them. I'm like, you're killing me, Smalls.
Too funny. Well, last time you and I talked, we talked about our starting our fitness journey.
Yes,
right, so we're going to officially call this the Round 14 Fitness Challenge. And we started off with our measurements and our pictures that we put on the Instagram page.
For those that are
a lot of people that
please.
Yeah, speaking of disclaimers, we need to put a spoiler alert that bring out your sick bags and your Dramamine and do what you need to do.
Oh boy,
there's one guy and there's the other.
No boy,
it is what it is, my man. I mean, hey, we're brave enough to do that.
That's right.
That's motivation enough.
It's holding me accountable. That's
true. It is, and that's why I think we did it the way we did it, and I'm glad we did, because it does hold me accountable. Like the next day I went and did that 5K.
Yeah.
I'm still paying the price for it.
Yeah.
I mean, my knees are still like, what the hell are you doing, man? You didn't even train or nothing. You just ran out 3 miles.
Did you stretch?
I did stretch. I look, I'm not going to lie. I did. You saw the time I posted on that. I did a lot of walking, more so than jogging.
Hey,
I just couldn't jog,
nothing,
man.
Though, right?
I couldn't. Every time I tried to jog, I went 2 feet and had to slow down. And but I finished. And that's all that matters. Now I can wear I got the medal hanging up behind me there now, the new medal, and
hang it proudly, buddy. I can
wear the shirt. But that's our fitness challenge. We're motivated to get started, and we were going to do 90 days, but we got a few things that are coming up to add a little speed bump to the 90 days. So we're going to just have a fitness challenge, and for the rest of the year and Christmas time or New Year's Eve or whatever the case may be, we'll see where we're at. I mean, I think we'll be moving forward each week, each month. And if we have setbacks, we'll call each other out and fix it and move, get through it again.
Yep. Even if I have to, crawl on the treadmill because the knees won't hold up. I'm crawling.
Knees, man. Knees. Sometimes you need motivation. That's why we watch Rocky all the time, right? I mean, how many times you need a little pick me up and you put it on?
I got more damn knee braces than I'm like one big wrap. But
looking at those numbers that we have, our numbers are extremely similar. Similar. We're only about an inch apart in any of them, one way or the other, in height, weight, waist, the whole 9 yards. So, that whole physique we're carrying around is not helping our knees. So, I mean, that can get us motivation enough right there to get moving.
And we've even, Deb and I have, changed. She's healthy, but changed our eating. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to eat healthier, be a little bit more conscious of it.
Yeah.
And, we're going to give it my every best Rocky effort.
When I first, in 2006, when I got told by my doctor verbatim, get to the gym, you fat bastard, and you'll feel better. Yeah. That's what he said. That's what he said to me.
That'll do it.
But, when I did it back then, writing it down, the macros, writing down your fat, your protein, your carbs, whatever you're taking in each day, helped me a lot. I don't know if it'll help you. It helped me tremendously because I was adding everything up, no matter what.
Yep.
and I was shocked at how much I devoured, whether it be liquid or breakfast or whatever. I at the end of the first day, I'm like, really? That's how much I just ate? Oh my God.
Right.
So I'm going to start doing that again.
Yep.
And we'll see. We'll touch base again in a few weeks. You know, I don't think it was something we need to do every week.
No.
You know, maybe every other or something. Or
that's fine.
Month,
but
yeah, whatever.
I found a good app to macros and hold myself accountable for what goes in the gullet, you know. And, you know, and after the first week, I'm like, okay, well, we don't need this, and I can live without that. And, you know, talking to somebody the other day about it, I was like, you know, I did this years ago before, lost like 90 pounds. And 90 pounds, yeah.
Oh, God.
When my son was first born, I used to smoke cigarettes.
Okay.
And I quit. And I gained a lot of weight. I went from like 180 to
not an uncommon story. Yeah.
And I'm like, I saw a picture of myself. I'm like, who is that guy? So I did it, you know, and it was hard, but it was well worth it.
Sure.
You know? And it's achievable. It's doable. You just got to have the mindset. If you're going to go,
sometimes it's the opposite too. It's something like my girls and I were looking at. We were watching my daughter had to write a paper about family vacations. And we were looking at some pictures and some videos because she wanted some like, when did we do this? When did we do that? She's like, wow, Dad, look how you look good there. Look how skinny you are there. And you got muscles and you're tan and everything. And I'm like, so that was 9 years ago. So sometimes something like that could kick you in the butt saying, well, that was only 9 years ago and I look like that. I could do it again.
Yep.
And sometimes you just need the motivation, you know, and whether it be music or the Rocky movies, obviously is a huge motivation for us.
Yeah.
But there's a lot more movies out there that have motivation besides Rocky. I know that's some Rocky heads are like, no, there's not.
Well, you know,
but you got to be honest and say, I mean, there are a lot of movies that now you may not take to the movie like Rocky, where it engrosses your every fiber of your being.
Right.
But there's a lot of movies out there that
absolutely
get you pumped. You pumped.
Sure.
And sometimes they don't have to be sports. They could be, you know, like the Independence Day movie back in 95, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, we got there's Bill Pullman there. He played the president of the United States.
Yep.
And he was giving that speech that, you know, it was Independence Day. The whole world was banding together and we won't go quietly into the night. And, you know, I was getting pumped up in a science fiction movie.
Right.
So, I mean, you know, it could come out of anything. And most of the time it comes out of sports.
And, but, you know, I'm sorry.
No, go.
A lot of we have been watching a lot of based on true story movies lately.
Okay.
And it seems like a lot of those movies fall right into this category of inspirational and motivational, where, you know, again, they're not all wrapped around sports. You know, one of my favorite movies that I can watch over, there's a couple of them, but like the Peanut Butter Falcon. I think we might have talked about that once before.
You brought it up on one of the episodes we did, and I have not seen it. I definitely need to put it on my list and check it out because you mentioned it before, and I knew of the movie,
right?
But I have not seen it. No,
it was kind of a sleeper, but basically the gist of it is a young man with Down syndrome finds a way to achieve his dream, which was becoming a wrestler. Was he a pro wrestler? No, but his dream was to wrestle. And the adventure he goes through to get to where he had to go.
Right.
You know, I don't care whether you have Downs, you know, you see it, I see it, other people. There's people on Instagram or whatever you have it. They're working out. They're missing limbs, you know, they have illnesses, but they're doing it. They're just doing it. No excuses. No excuses.
As far as I'm concerned, somebody that walks into a gym and has a noticeable disability of some kind, be it weight or Down syndrome or whatever it may be, that takes more courage in my eyes.
Absolutely.
Than anything you can tell me to do. Because
Right.
if somebody has the courage to walk in there knowing there's going to be snickering and stupid comments made behind their back, or, oh my God, look at that over there. That takes guts.
That's
that
right.
takes guts right there. So, I got to check out them.
The first step is showing up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
First step is showing
walk in the door and show up. You know,
it was a good movie. It was it was a heartfelt movie.
Yeah.
Believe based on a true story. Not positive, but either way.
Check it out. Well, that's like the movie Rudy. I know that's kind of a sports movie, but again, a guy who had no chance in hell at playing pro football. He wanted to play Notre Dame football.
That's right.
You know, he was 5'0". Remember that speech in the tunnel there? You're 5'0", 150 and nothing. You know, you played 2 years. 2 years you played with these guys.
Yeah.
You know, that was when he wanted to quit, and the janitor told him not to.
Right.
I mean,
and then they all handed in their jersey, and Rudy can have my spot. Rudy can have my spot.
That's who didn't get choked up watching that?
Oh, come on. Are you kidding me right now?
But again, like you said, it doesn't have to be sports. Look at movies like Good Will Hunting. Or
just watched it. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
Or Dead Poets Society.
Yes.
I mean, those are other inspirational movies motivated no sports around at all.
Right.
I mean, great speeches,
right?
Great monologues. That speech with Robin Williams when he's at the end of oh my goodness, Good Will Hunting. I mean, amazing.
Yes.
No wonder we won the Oscar.
Oh yeah, great movie. Forrest Gump. Who doesn't love Forrest Gump? Not a true story, although, boy, they sure made it out to look like one.
Oh, didn't they? They sure did.
But, man, again, here's an individual who has a problem.
Right.
You know, whatever the problem may be. And
he's just special, Mrs. Gump.
I gotta pee.
Yeah, he's amazing.
The movie just takes you to places that, you know, it just tugs at your heartstrings.
Sure.
You know?
And then, of course, there's always sports that are involved in most of the motivational ones. I mean, you just mentioned, based on true story, that movie Miracle on Ice.
Yes.
Which was based on the USA, 1980 USA hockey team that went up against the Russians. Now, it was literal Rocky IV.
Oh, yeah.
And this was 1980, obviously a long time before Rocky IV came out.
Watched it live.
Oh, same here. I'm not even a hockey fan. I don't even like hockey.
Yeah, I know. I couldn't. Yeah.
Everybody was a hockey fan at that time. I mean, I remember some of the players' names still.
Yeah.
But
Michael Eruzione, right?
Mike Eruzione, he was the captain. Yeah. He was, and then Herb Brooks was the coach.
Okay.
And he gave that speech in the locker. So tired of hearing about these damn Russians, the Soviets. Like, I don't care how good they are. You're the best right now.
That's right.
He's pounding it into their head that they're the best.
Yeah.
And David took Goliath.
That's right.
I mean, it was,
and
the funny part about that actual real, hockey game, it was not for the gold medal. They had to play another team for the gold medal.
Right.
After the Russians, but they beat the Russians. They could have beat anybody.
Oh, yeah.
Once they beat them. That was just something else. But yeah, it usually comes down to sports a lot.
It does. It does.
Al Pacino in Any Given Sunday. Game of inches. Life's a game of inches. Football's a game of inches. You know, 1 inch too far this way, 1 inch too far that way.
That's right.
And it doesn't always have to be a rousing, aggressive, go get him speech. I mean, most of that speech with Al Pacino, he's talking. Yelled a couple times, but he's mostly talking.
Remember
the Herb Brooks speech is the same way. What's that?
Yeah. Remember the Titans. When
God, yeah.
When Denzel was talking to the players in the graveyard.
Yeah.
It was just a very low, soft voice. And he's like, boys, if we don't pull together, we don't bring this together, we'll have bloodshed on our hands like these boys that are laying in the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my God, he didn't raise his voice once.
No,
it just hit right there. It's like, boom.
Yeah, well, when you're talking that intense and that deep about what you're trying to get your message across, sometimes you don't have to yell. It's the words that are speaking for themselves.
That's right. That's right. Gridiron
Remember the
Gang.
Titans? That's a good movie. God.
Yes, I just watched. Up here in New York, there's not a lot to do in the winter because we're not snow people, so we watch a lot of movies. We just watched. Have you ever seen the Gridiron Gang?
Oh, with Dwayne Johnson.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, good movie.
And another one based on a true story.
Yeah.
Was a teenage correctional facility.
Yep.
For teen boys, and he went in and taught them the game of football.
Yep.
To earn self-respect and to come together. And you
come together as a team.
Yeah, you have, I don't remember the name of the gangs. There was the Crips and the Bloods or whatever.
Yeah, I forget too. But I only saw it a couple times.
But, at the end, two rivals who wanted to kill each other, one wound up going to save the other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's, again, motivation. Like, oh my God, you could put all this other crap behind you.
Well, that's like the movie, oh my goodness, the football movie, high school football movie, Friday Night Lights.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I only saw that once, years and years ago.
Yeah, yeah.
But I do remember the locker room scene where he was saying, look at the guy next to you, look at the guy, these are your teammates. It's not
That's
about
right.
you. You want to help him. He wants to help you. Becoming a team, loving each other. Remember the boy got hurt?
Yeah.
The star, he got hurt.
Right.
And then he wants to play. He would die to be out there with you guys today. And again, he didn't yell. He's just talking the whole time.
No. Then you have your quiet, what's the word I'm looking for? Motivation. Like we were talking about, like, The Natural with Roy Hobbs. He just went out there and when that ball hits those lights, come on, you can't help but have goosebumps. Right? I mean, come on.
I love that movie.
Isn't that a great movie? Yeah. Yeah. Amazing. Just amazing.
I love that movie. It's such a, I mean, not a true story, of course.
Right.
But it was such a, the old down and out baseball player trying to make the team. And it was just so good. And they're all calling him grandpa until he starts hitting them 400 yards and 400 feet. I mean, and, okay, maybe this guy's for real. They all put lightning bolts on their bats.
Right. And then they had the patch. Yeah. I mean, come on.
Oh man, that's great. But I mean, for me, I'm sorry. I know I'm beating a dead horse here, but there he is. That to me is just the ultimate motivational movie moment. And that takes more than Adrian telling him to win, more than, anything. It's just such an emotional speech which hit home with anybody and everybody that has obviously tried to survive this crazy world and this thing we call life that is not all sunshine and rainbows. It's just, that's always going to be my go-to for me. But there are so many others.
Well, you know what? I'm going to interrupt you just for a second here. A close 1B or 1A to that one, same movie, but when he's in front of the boxing commission.
Oh, yes.
Who has the right to tell you?
We're just trying to look out for you. No, I think you're trying to look out for yourselves a little more.
Let me ask you this question. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's a question. It's just a whatever. For Sly to remember that speech, both of those speeches, and put so much heart without skipping a beat. I mean, that stuff is like, that's coming from the basement, man. You know what I'm saying? And he delivered that like he was talking from experience.
Yeah. That would be a typical thing for them to do. Not give him his license. Why'd you make me go through all these tests then? If you weren't going to give me one anyway. But that's true.
The only thing I want you to leave on the table is what's right. Oh God. I mean, I look at him and I'm
that's all I'm asking you to do is
how can you remember all that? Do what's right,
Not even how do you remember it all?
all.
Because, I mean, he could, there's so many ways actors could cheat with the script. I mean, I remember watching a behind-the-scenes documentary about The Godfather that Brando had all the other actors used to wear cue cards on their chests when their back was to the camera. So if I'm looking at you, you got a cue card on there for me to say what I got to say.
Oh, okay.
So that doesn't, whatever for me. It's just where do you dig out that emotion where you feel it's so real? And I know that's acting. That's acting. I get it.
But that comes from a special place with Sly.
Exactly.
And there's some other actors out there as well. Dennis Quaid, I watched him in The Rookie the other night. Okay. Based on a true story.
I know. I'll tell you a little story about that in a second. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, these actors and actresses, they bring this stuff, they bring it.
Yeah.
And Sly, with those two speeches, I don't know if, in my mind, any more motivational speeches that I can hear that drives that point home to me every day. No.
Like you said, it hits home with him as well, because you could kind of tell when somebody's acting, of course, they're a good actor.
Yeah.
They can make you convinced of what they're saying. But when it has so much more emotion,
sure,
and so much really just driving it home,
yeah,
you
can feel it. You feel it.
Yeah, you do.
Like in the pit of your stomach, you're like, "Oh my God, I feel what he's going through."
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch?
That speech should be given to every single adolescent that is about to graduate high school. Everybody, man and woman.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what race you are. I don't care what neighborhood you come from. Every single person, that should be what's here. Here is your playbook of life. Here is your script. Because that is it.
That's right.
That is it. And people of our age, we know because, we took all those hits and we, are still moving forward. But you don't think like that when you're young. And you see it in Robert's face, too, when he's talking to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When he's telling him, like Robert at first was like, Robert's getting a a little ballsy.
He's like, come on, Dad.
He's like, when he first goes, I used to put you right here. Yeah. Robert's like, see a little roll of the eyes. Or before then, even worse, is when he says, you think that's right? And he goes, do you? And he yells at him.
Yeah.
I was like, and that's when Rocky was like, all right.
Here we go.
I just told him. And then you see Robert's face change.
Yeah.
As he's talking to him, and he's starting to get it, and his eyes are tearing up, and he's like, he said what he had to say, walked by him, don't forget to visit your mother.
That's right.
And then the next day,
boom,
he comes there, he got it. He got it. I mean,
message driven home.
But it's such a true message for anybody who's about to take on the world, like he says.
Oh, yeah.
When you're ready to take on the world, and you did, but somewhere along the line you changed, and all of us do.
Yeah.
I mean, some may catch it. I'm not going to change. And some don't. Like if that speech wasn't given to him, how different would his path in life have been? It makes you think.
He could have went back to work for that guy that.
Yeah.
You
never
stuck
know.
The finger in his face.
Yeah. I know. That's why I would love, it'd be very, very heartbreaking to watch the years between Balboa and Creed. Because obviously he loses Adrian and Paulie.
Right.
But I would love to know the storyline of, what happened? Why did Robert leave? He was there. Mm-hmm. Was the shadow too much? He went up to Vancouver, as we know, when he finally caught up with him in Creed 2. But why? What happened? Why did you decide to leave Philly?
Like you said, I believe Rocky said the shadow was too big.
Yeah. But what happened?
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, why was the shadow that big that it kept affecting your life where you had to get out of there?
Right, right.
And obviously being a has-been champion, I got to go as far away as possible because in his hometown, he's a god.
Oh, yeah.
But again, I wouldn't want to see him lose Adrian and Paulie, so it's like, very bitter. So I'm glad they did not put that in any script. I would not want to see that.
True.
But either way, it's still my favorite and best motivational moment in movie history.
Absolutely.
I'm sure a lot of people would argue with me, but
Let him, because I got your back.
Exactly. You can tell me all you want. I don't care.
You're not changing my mind.
I mean, there's a lot of movies, though. There's so many of them. I forget the name of the one movie. It was a football movie, a high school football movie. I think it's Facing Giants or something like that. And the kid, it really is an inspirational speech. It's an inspirational scene, motivational scene. There was a kid who was saying on how the team that was coming in to play them, we're done. We lost already. And the coach was like, you lost already? We didn't even get on the field yet. And you already lost? And he wanted to make a point, and they did this thing called the death crawl, where they crawled from the 30-yard line with a player on their back to the end zone. Well, he wanted him to do it from the 50-yard line with a player on his back, blindfolded.
Right. I remember that.
There's no way I could do this. No way I could do this. And he did it. He did it the whole way to the end zone because he was like rolling next to him and you got it. One more foot, and he kept going. Yeah. And I don't really remember the movie very well. I remember I watched it years ago, but I do
remember that scene.
Exactly right. That scene pumped me up. I was like, oh yeah, there you go. That's how you get somebody motivated.
Yeah. Vince Papale, Invincible.
Yeah. I never saw that.
Oh, gotta watch it.
Seen that. That's Mark Wahlberg, right? Yeah. Mark Wahlberg, right?
Does an amazing job portraying Vince Papale, who was a walk-on for the Philadelphia Eagles and wound up making the team. And no spoiler alert, this movie's been out for a while. And overcomes the odds. And,
it makes it.
It makes it and has some, pretty good.
Yeah, I got to check it out. I haven't seen it, and I knew the story. I knew the premise behind the movie.
Yeah.
A lot of the based on true story movies for sports, you kind of see them along the way, so you kind of know them. From like the Kurt Warner story, everybody knows.
Watched that last night.
Well, how good is that film?
Oh God!
I mean, that film. My God! First of all, talk about a Rocky Cinderella story.
Yeah,
you go from wanting to play football to winning the Super Bowl and the MVP in the NFL.
Bagging groceries.
I mean, the guy's he's an NFL legend. Come on,
he's in the Hall of Fame.
If he did nothing else. Well, now that I'm saying, that's just how unbelievable is that?
Yeah.
That's a great film. But yeah, everybody knew his story. I knew his story before watching the film. So
I didn't know his story. I didn't.
Oh, really?
I did not know his story. And then.
Well, if I knew it or not, I still would. I mean, the movie still would have got me worked up. Man, that was something else.
Was it Zachary Levi, the actor who portrayed Kurt? Did an amazing job, I liked him better in this than Shazam, but anyhow, he did a great job, and I never knew Kurt's background, and coming through the ranks was so difficult. I never knew that.
Yeah, I knew that. Well, let me put it a little more clearer. I knew it after he was in the Super Bowl. When he got to the Super Bowl, because I knew the player Kurt Warner. And I knew what he was doing in the NFL.
Oh, yeah, I knew the player.
But when he got to the Super Bowl that year is when I found out all the backstory of it.
Okay.
It's still, it's still unbelievable no matter how you do it.
Sure.
You had mentioned the story of the rookie before. True story about pitcher for the Tampa Bay Rays. And I remember that. And that movie, a very quick story. This has nothing to do with motivation. But I years ago I wrote a few scripts, a few screenplays, a few treatments to try to bring out and pitch to movie studios.
Oh, cool!
And that I wrote a script called Glory Days, and it was about an aging college all-star player.
Okay.
Who life got in the way and the girlfriend got pregnant and he took a corporate job and didn't play baseball, and they were doing a little thing about an open tryout for a position on the pro sports team in the city where he lives. And so it was a rookie-like story.
Okay.
That is why they did not buy that script, though. That's because of the rookie. I pitched the film, the treatment to Jerry Bruckheimer.
Really?
And he said, he goes, I love it. I love the enthusiasm. I love the backstory. He goes, there's only one problem. I can't make 2 baseball movies. He goes, I just bought one that's similar.
Oh.
I said, I understand. It is what it is. And
timing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, I was just like Al Pacino says, an inch here, an inch there. Timing was not there for me on that one.
Right.
If I got to him sooner, who knows?
Yeah.
But But yeah, that's a great story. He's he's coaching the little league team. Remember?
Yeah.
The little league, the whole team went to watch him pitch.
Right. It was a great movie, and very inspirational with Jimmy. I can't remember his last name now, but and it's terrible because I just watched it last night. Anyhow, just the perseverance
For the rookie.
Yeah, Jimmy
Dennis Quaid.
Well, it was Dennis Quaid,
right?
But he portrayed Jimmy, the real life.
Oh, the real life player. Oh, geez.
Jimmy, I can't think of his last name at the moment, but
oh my goodness,
just the perseverance, just the perseverance to continue, and like when he threw the ball at the radar machine on the street.
Oh, how cool was that?
I mean,
was it Jim Morris?
Yes,
Morris, right? Okay,
Jimmy Morris, yeah.
But how cool was the speedometer, the traffic sign scene?
Yeah.
That was, come on.
Yeah.
And I know it's corny, I know we're all wild, but it's so cool.
Yeah.
It's such a cool scene.
Yeah. And you're a baseball fan. I'm a baseball fan. We both grew up playing ball.
Yeah.
The what ifs never will be.
Sure.
For the Bens, sometimes you live vicariously through them with the movies.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
I had a chance one time in my career. I went to Cooperstown to pitch in an all-star game.
Oh, nice.
And we got rained out.
Oh,
and we're going to be playing Rand Doubleday Field. And I did get to meet Warren Spahn and got his autograph on a baseball that day.
Cool.
But I had a decision to make. Okay. Now, could this be a movie? Probably not. But I had just started a job. Our game was on Sunday.
Okay.
They're going to do the makeup on Monday. I'm brand new. I have no time off.
Oh, no.
I'm on probation. I had a decision to make. I basically have to leave my job.
Yeah.
And pitch. And the odds, I'm like, okay, I know I'll get a paycheck over here.
But see, this is where the movie magic can come into play. Could that whole thing have been a movie? Yeah, probably not. Maybe not. But that's where you could twist it and spin it, almost an It's a Wonderful Life type of theme.
Right,
if you did say no to the job and went to pitch, and then some scout saw you or whatever, and you take it from there and you keep going with it.
Yeah.
You could turn it into something. You never know. And when it happens, who knows?
That was my claim to fame. The has been, never will be.
Yeah, well, I'm right next to you, brother. I'm in the same car. So.
And I threw I think the next season, I was playing in either the NABA or the MSBL, and I wound up tearing my rotator cuff, and that was it. That's the end of the dream.
That'll do it.
This
is another good one, my friend. This is really good.
This is always so much fun with you.
It really is. We flow very well.
Are you kidding me right now?
I get a lot of compliments, people messaging me or making comments on the posts of Instagram for round 14.
Oh, good.
We have very good chemistry. They say they enjoy the show. They watch us. They like us going back and forth.
There's a couple of tomatoes that hit my picture though.
Yeah.
And I know who you are.
But it's always good. It's always good. And as always, let me show some of the stuff you make here.
Thank you.
Street signs, the coasters, we got hats. We also have shirts, and you name it, Rick can make it. It's that simple. Any movie, any name, any whatever you want.
You can
find him at. You go over there to Instagram. Now we know the history of the Rocco Bob.
Yes.
33.
Yep.
And hit him up there. He can make you something. He's retired now. He's got all kinds of free time.
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, right. No, but this is good, my friend. I appreciate it as always.
Thank you so much again.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see you next time. Like I said, you're going to be the main go-to. Sophia's got college stuff to do, so she can be better than me. So that's the goal.
Boy, an hour goes by quick.
I know. That's the funny part.
My wife says, she's like, how come you can't talk to me this much? I'm like, well, do you want to talk about Rocky? Do you want to talk about baseball?
I'll be more than happy to talk for an hour.
Let's talk. I'll talk your ear off. But
I'll tell you, it's so funny because when I first did it solo, just to tell everybody that I was not ditching the site and the page, I felt like I was talking for days. And I look up and it said like 19 minutes. I'm like, I got to get a co-host. There's no way this is going to work. No, I appreciate it, my friend. I'll see you next week.
You got it, brother.
All right, brother. We'll see you.
Take care.
Thanks. Alrighty, guys. Well, I appreciate it. I know Rick appreciates it. Check out some old episodes if you haven't caught up yet, and go to his site and order some fun stuff. And we will see you guys all next week.